to talk about inspection and quality assurance of next generation medical devices. So basically, in this whole session, we will speak about how to divulge, how to take students to the next level so that they should undergo the tremendous scope which medical devices is going on. So this journey will take you to the aspect how to groom the student as a mentor. So basically, if we talk about prevention is better than cure, this was the guiding principle in healthcare. Initially, with a long life approach, we were thinking that prevention is better than cure. But today, we'll take it to further that prevention is better than treatment and the timely diagnosis with the next generation, precise medical devices because they are better than disease progression. So this thought is being changing with the evolving scenario of medical devices. See, basically, with this vision, we initiated this faculty development program, and indeed, you can call it faculty upgradation program, designed to empower the educators with cutting edge knowledge and the tools which are involving in medical technology. Topic was carefully chosen to reflect our commitment in advancing academic excellence and preparing faculty to lead and seeing the innovations in the healthcare, specifically if we talk about medical devices. So these are the key takeaways of the session, which I am going to discuss with you. Pharmaceutical world categories, medical devices, next gen medical devices. Actually, if we talk about the medical devices and pharmaceutical industries, they are both very, very, very essential for the health. And it is important to acknowledge that both the industries have the similar aspect. So thereby having the similar aspect of this industry, we can groom our students to an extent that they are perfectly fit for medical devices as well as pharmaceutical industry. So how they are similar, we'll see in this session. So basically, if you talk about pharmaceuticals, they are chemical in nature. They are designed to interact with the body. And wherever if we talk about the medical devices, they have the different aspect. They don't directly they have some sort of risk factors which are really involved. So advent of artificial intelligence, if you talk about, it play a very profound transformation in medical devices industry. So this is a paradigm shift where the device design, diagnostic, manufacturing, quality assurance, R&D sector, regulatory sector, sales and marketing, supply chain management, these all advent and how we can groom to the students. This session will have the comprehensive views about the traditional approaches, how to develop our students in AI driven technologies. So we'll definitely discuss about the pharmaceutical world categories, medical devices, next gen medical devices. Now this next gen medical devices are empowered by AI, 3D printing, wearable and remote devices. So this will have an overview. We need to see about the growth rate and top companies who are doing wonderful globally and in the aspect of Indian. We'll go through the key features of QA. We'll go through the organizational structures of both the pharmaceutical industries and medical devices industries. Their functional mode, including R&D, QA aspects, the regulatory, sales, the metric structures which involve the cross-functional teams which are involved in medical devices. We will discuss with that also. Decentralized model, how the global divisions are working, we'll discuss with that. Then functioning of devices, what is design part, life cycle of medical devices, regulatory approvals, various approvals from FDA, ISO, EU guidelines. We'll have the small spark and small understanding about this whole aspect, how India is moving, which is a central licensing authority, how India is import friendly. We will understand the aspect and key features of QA and inspection over this. So this aspect is very, very important to understand that how medical devices are being going with the key feature. Understanding introduction about the AI will tell about AI in medical devices, how AI ensure the safety, compliance, quality inspections, quality control, what are the aspects of student development, how student development are very important for understanding the medical devices, and how we will develop our student gradually to the extent where they are fit for medical device industry. And believe me that they both work simultaneously, pharmaceutical and medical devices. There is a mere difference of understanding. Now, coming to the second aspect is the future projection. I'll talk about the Indian government facilities about the medical devices, a collaboration, how AI collaboration have deep impact in pharmacy, industrial revolution 4.0 and 5.0. What is the future trends where we need to discuss about? So basically, we'll discuss about how medical devices are evolving with AI in the digital healthcare. India is emerging as a global medtech industry. Students and professionals should be well acquainted with AI, quality assurance, and regulatory domains. Industrial 5.0, which redefines the aspect, is a major understanding by this presentation. Moving forward, we know that pharmaceutical world, India, we are proud Indians because India is identified as a pharmacy of the world. Now, basically, in their pharmaceutical world is being divided into two major aspects: formulation or biologicals, you can say, and second is medical devices. Now, these formulations and biologicals, if you define, everyone know that pharmaceuticals are the chemical substance, active drug, which can act as a medicinal product, which can act as a pharma formulation, including doses form. So these formulations can be used to treat, prevent, and do other aspect. Wherein, if you talk about the medical devices, they are appliances, instruments, material, apparatus, which can used in a single form or in a combination of equipment or device using software, which can be used for the intended purpose, either to diagnose, either to prevent, either to monitor, either for treatment and elevation. So here I have specifically mentioned how the medical devices have been used for investigation, replacement, or modification of anatomy and physiology, control of the concepts. Everything can be done with the medical devices. Coming to the medical devices classification, which is very extremely important to understand the medical devices classification, because the risk level is, if the risk level is high, so we need to understand. So class 1, class 2nd A, class 3rd B, class 3rd, these are the major classification. As you can see in the screen, class 1 is low risk level. Thermometers can be an example of class 1. Class 2, A, is low to moderate risk. Hypodermic needles are over there. Class 3rd B, it's moderate to high. So lung ventilators are there for the example. And class 3rd is heart valves, implants are there, which are highly risky. So basic understanding which I want to give you, that on the basis of the classification, the design protocols of medical devices really matters. These are some examples of the medical devices. You can see that which monitors are there, infusion pumps are there. These are all medical devices which we are using for more than a decade. Now, these are the next gen medical devices, which includes medical robots, machine learning and generative AI, and wearable device. See, AI has its impact on imagining, marketing, and it's rapidly expanding in every sector, including pharmaceutical industries, hospital. You can say in every healthcare professionals, AI is playing a great role because it improves speed, efficacy, efficiency, manages time, having the innovation aspect, and illustrates the momentum where AI is driven to travel in the direction of automation and intuitive design, which will help pharma professionals, healthcare professionals, physician to an aspect which is really moving to the beyond the expectation of manifestation of disease, prevention of disease, and to an aspect where medicines are desire to give them. Even we can evaluate the disorder which is to be predicted after a decade by using wearable devices. So these device go beyond the traditional tools by integrating AI machine learning. So these global leading industries I'm showing on the screen, my whole purpose of showing this particular presentation is the academic excellence where the medical devices can play a huge role, and we should include the aspect of medical devices. Even I will say that we can reframe our education pattern in such a way, because pharmaceutical industry and a medical device industry go hand in hand. They work in collaboration with each other, so aspects are not very different, only the some different views which are need to be presented in front of students, so that these students will be highly desirable and acceptable in medical device industry. Here I have shown you the leading global industries which have been working in a wonderful manner. And these companies are specialized in the area of cardiac device, imagining equipment, surgical tools, and diagnostic products. Coming to the next aspects of the leading companies in India, these are the leading companies of Indian demography, and they are estimated to increase the expo. They are estimated to increase the growth rate from USD 495, I suppose, in 2022 to USD 718.92 billion, registered with a CAGR of 5.5% in the upcoming years. So these industries I have shown you, if we can prepare our students in the direction so that they can move in the direction to cater the needs of medical industries. So this is a forecast of medical device industry. You can see this is all taken from fortunebusinessinsight.com, that medical devices market is to grow 6.8 CAGR during 2025 to 2032. See, basically we have the inception in our mind. I don't know whether you have or not, but I have a conversation with many experts. They have the inception in the mind that this particular industry is for engineering sector. In engineering sector, people are more prompt for it, because it deals with the design process of medical devices. Yes, obviously there's a designing process of an equipment, but then handling the equipment needs, a student should have a deeper understanding of anatomy and life cycle of machine, which is being better taught in pharmacy education. So you can see the very well shown statistics in Fortune Business Insights, which can give you a better aspects how medical devices are growing by leaps and bounds, and we should quickly enter to the stream. I don't say we are not entering; we are obviously entering, but our speed of progression should be fast. Again, I share in different device section. I have shown you for orthopedic device, cardiovascular device, diagnostic, general surgery, others, dental, ophthalmic, diabetic care. Everywhere you can see the percentage that medical device market share is globally moving. Talking about Indian medicinal market, if you talk about Indian medicinal market, it is experiencing a strong growth, projected leaps and bound growth by 2030, 2033. So basically, every one of us know that chronic diseases are increasing. So government is providing a boost towards the domestic manufacturing and healthcare manufacturing. Many schemes of the government are promoting the imports and exports and advanced devices of medtech industries. So you can see the growth rate I have shown in the screen. Now, basically, I just want to discuss about the basic difference between a small difference, you can say, a comparison between medical devices and pharmaceutical industry. See, if you talk about the medical devices industry, the finished batch project is to be assembled by multiple of components, and each component has its own manufacturing batch and lot number, which implies the traceability of that product. So here comes the role of pharmacovigilance, which involve installation qualification, operational qualification, performance qualification of the component level and finished product. So these all classification, we give the brief understanding to our students that these classifications are very important, and these classification show a better aspect of in the pharmaceutical industries and indeed in a medical device industry. So if you see about the pharmaceutical industry, so it has a process design phase where the development activity takes, and it is a laboratory and pilot scale understanding of in the commercial stage has been taken in the design, control and review to meet the specification of the product. So usually we have the user requirement specification, USR, design and development planning, risk assessment. This is the major parameter, and output and design verification. So if we talk about the common feature of understanding that manufacturers of pharmaceutical industries and medical industries, how they correlate with each other, that they identify and understand the variations. Sources of variations are very important because variation increase the cost of the product. And as the cost of the product is increased, what happens? Automatically, the profit ratio is being lower in case of any product we talk about. So cost identification should be, it's a very important aspect, should be taken into consideration. I'm talking about the product development stage. So here the cost identification parameters. So cost can be reduced by the reducing the sources and degree and impact of the variation if we talk about on the product attributes. So how it can be lower? By the material used, the process parameters and manufacturing. See, again, there is a synchronization between the various departments of a pharmaceutical industry and medical device industry. So I'll tell you about that. First, I just want to tell you some brief aspect about the risk assessment. See, risk assessment is very important aspect for medical device industry. So while training our students, or while sending them for an industry of medical devices in a manufacturing, production, QA, QC department, you should tell them about the risk assessment. Now, this risk assessment is usually done by failure mode and effect analysis. Other parameters are also there which continuously affect that particular aspect. I'll discuss failure mode effect analysis in the deeper sense in the upcoming slides. So other engineering aspect about the instrumentation part, we already tell to the students, we tell them about the validation protocol, we tell them about the verification aspects, we tell them about the document strategies, which we'll discuss in depth, validation master plan, we tell them about the protocols of validation. So pharmaceuticals and medical devices, they should be manufactured at highest level. So here plays a role of quality management system, that is QMS. Now this is the organizational setup. We can talk about the medical devices, and you will find it quite similar to pharmaceutical industries. So I'll start with manufacturing and QMS department. So basically, it deals with the production, quality assurance, and quality control. We'll discuss in depth about the each aspect, that how medical device industry and pharmaceutical industry is centered around the synthesis, formulation, developing with the GMP compliances, and both deals with the quality, safety, efficacy, and compliances in the manufacturing processes to have the significant, complex, and qualitative product to be released in the market. Then R&D section, which is very important, design with innovation, stability, where pharmaceutical R&D deals with the designing of new molecules, and medical devices R&D deals with the design protocols of instruments and their subcomponents, and with the integration of AI and robotics, how it can be useful. We'll discuss it in deep. QC and QA, they play a huge role. Talking about QC, I'll discuss about the inspection part, audits part. I'll discuss about the audit aspects also in detail with you, so that a brief overview can be shared with the students. Then it's important to have the marketing, because with the regulatory framework, they are classified the class 1 to 3rd, which I already told you. Regulatory approvals will discuss, Indian regulatory approvals and the global regulatory approvals. The marketing department, sales and marketing is a core heart. But then with the marketing, quality is equally important. Optimization of cost and timely delivery of the product is very important. Then comes the administration department, which deals with the supply chain. Supply chain is a very important aspect which can be seen. Many of our students have been wonderfully placed in of MBA pharmaceutical management in supply chain management with the good packages, because they're the vendor approval, vendor specification, how supply chain audits through it, how supply chain affects the raw materials, formulation, distribution of instruments throughout the hospitals and pharmaceutical section. So accounting and human resource, IT, technical support, they're very, very important to be understood as the organizational structure of medical devices is being considered. You can see in the screen that how it works with the R&D department, with the new device development, their design, prototype, improving existing technology, QC to perform the audits, quality assure to detect and check, RA to manage the compliance, legal with the intellectual property right, clinical trials, supply chain management, managing sourcing raw material and supply throughout the manufacturing to the packaging and to the dispatch of an instrument, sales to promote, handle budgeting, IT to support ERP and customer services. So this is all about the organizational structure of medical devices industry. And you can see that how much it is similar to pharmaceutical industry, wherein a little differentiation, if it tell the students, they can do wonderful in the medical devices industry. And then the myth can be surpassed that pharmacists can be integral part. Indeed, we can add that they are an integral part of medical device industry. These are the roles, if you can see on my screen, the primary functional roles which I got from internet, which they are developing. As a biomedical engineer is working on the design, development, validation aspect. And I'll tell you these all aspects can be treated by us important aspect, because we already give students the aspects of we give students the understanding of these aspects. Regulatory affairs specialists are there. What guidelines are required for regulatory to be taught to the students, I'll tell you. Clinical research associates are there. Product managers are there. Quality assurance department is there. So these are the emerging sectors where students can develop the aspect. So starting with the just I'll just tell you about the aspect which deals with the R&D part. Now R&D part is very important to be taught to the students, because as we indulge students in the projects of development of formulation, so it is very important to tell them so how prototype and design of medical devices is prepared with the understanding of research, design aspect, prototyping, testing, and regulatory and launch of the product. So these 5 phases I need to discuss with you in depth. That are 5 phases of medical device development. First phase is device discovery and risk development. Developing a medical devices, it's not an easy task because it takes time. It is crucial to generate a plan for medical devices. So many questions come to our mind, that how we can go with hardware, what is the existing configuration, how it will be certified, what resources are there which definitely help the medical devices, how technology is being ready for the medical devices, how technology can help. So here too, ISO guidelines play a very important role. ISO 14971:2007. It is a specialized guideline for risk management. So this particular guideline or this particular certificate course you can have in your institute for risk management, for understanding and analyzing the risk. So by analyzing risk and by making a risk management process, you can have the better understanding of identification of hazards, reviewing the intended use, estimating the probability of occurrence. Now, what happens? Occurrence, severity, and probability. They that is very important to understand. So we determine RPN number, and by determining the RPN number, we understand the risk aspect. I told you about the failure mode effect analysis. This is a very important aspect of QA. This is not a new terminology. For quality assurance inform students, we delge them in the understanding how to get in brainstorming and understanding about analysis of any problem, and how to make a kappa out of it, that is corrective action and preventive action. So we start with 5 why analysis, and then failure mode effect analysis is also an aspect. So it is a structured approach where you can identify the potential failures of the device and their potential effects. So hazard identification as risk is an important factor. So risk analysis is very important for medical devices. So you need to identify the hazards. For the identification of hazard, this failure mode effect analysis will help you a lot. So it can be used in the several way, and it has the impact on outcome, how your instrument which you have designed is going to work. So you need to identify, prioritize, and restrict the failure to the extent. So FME is a very important aspect to discover the failures associated with the device and component. So primary goal is to identify and assess the potential failure modes and estimate the severity and mitigate the risk associated with the possible failure. So I told you that quality management system is a very important aspect for pharmaceutical industry and medical devices industry. For maintaining quality management system, you should have robust risk analysis and management system with the various key standards and regulations which are being already mentioned is First is ISO 9001, that is Quality Management System Requirement. Then FDA 21, CFR 820, which is a quality management regulatory system, ISO 13485. You can have a note down for it. ISO 13485 is specifically for medical devices. If your students willing to work in a medical device industry, they should go with ISO 13485. If they wish to work as an internal auditor, external consultant for pharmaceutical medical device industry, ISO 13485, you should do that particular course. And with that, ISO 14971, which is an application of risk management for medical device industry. Apart from it, various aspects are there, but here in medical device industry, again I am telling you, risk analysis is very important, and risk level can be determined with the probability of occurrence and severity. Here you can develop an RPN number and you can calculate it. So this is about the drug device discovery and risk analysis, which is a very important phase for medical devices. Now coming to the next aspect is formulation, concept and feasibility. So this concept of technical feasibility is again very crucial, because here you need to understand the phase second, which is a concept of proving how your idea is working. So your idea is working, and if you need to translate the concept into a feasible design, so validate the initial prototypes and assess its market viability and regulatory compliance. So this involves gathering the customer's requirement, conducting market research, performing feasibility study, and design the aspect. So how it regulate? Because for our students, we teach them validation. So how students can create a prototype and demonstrate the device feasibility and functionality, we already teach them. Customer needs in pharmaceutical marketing, we tell them first and foremost importance for any product to be launched in the market, you should know the customer needs and requirement, and students should understand the requirement of the market. If you understand the need of the market with survey of different healthcare professionals, interviews, market research, you will have the better understanding of developing a prototype which will definitely be acceptable in a market. So regulatory compliance, I already told you, the market visibility is very important, and documentation of your design, how a clear record should be maintained. Now, this prototyping, here AI plays a great role, because AI help the 3D with the help of 3D printer, laser cutters. In upcoming sessions, there are many sessions which will tell you the indulge information about the 3D printing technology. So this technology helps a lot to make a prototype. So prototype is made so you can understand the application part very easily. So if we talk about AI, you can use market research tools, your survey, interview, primary questionnaires, secondary questionnaires can help you out. Regulatory guidelines, if students know industry will accept it, then endorse. QMS I have talked about, then with the AI, we need to translate on EQMS, that is electronic quality management system for documentations and validation. So many electronic documentation systems are being available in the market, and you can have the better understanding of this. So basic understanding of the protocol that you need to make, understanding of design, development, and verification part. Now moving forward, I already told you about the installation qualification, which means that whether the instrument is correctly installed. Operational qualification, as is everything is operating in a proper way, whether we are understanding it, performance qualification, did we produce the correct result, and the products are stable and capable. Again, majorly we have the thought process that IQ is being executed by in industry of engineering and the production groups, but then installation qualification in pharmaceutical engineering, these all aspects are being covered, which include the piping of servicing, instrumentation part. I have met many professionals of medical device industry. They are selling instruments, products. They are selling the products, and wherein MS and pharma and M firms are working exactly in the aspect, and they are developing the product to an aspect. So this is a brief outline about the understanding of IP, OP, and PQ. Now, what happens whenever we do the process validation? After process validation, there is a time which triggers to the process revalidation, where we can change the specification, methods, softwares, design, and these change can be done with the help of AI, so that we can maximize the product by change in design. And indeed, we should first of all think about the drug discovery and analysis to an extent that product should be fully validated. Coming to the third aspect, which is design, developing, validation, and verification. So, see, basically, we have prepared medical device prototype. I have told you the aspect of some aspect of validation, also how to make prototype. Again, here the risk management plays a very important role. Risk management play a very important role, and with the regulatory approval guidelines, we can have the risk classification, and we can have the better understanding how it moves with the differences of verification and validation, and how design validation and process validation have a better relationship between them. See, basically, design validation focuses on device itself. It involves creating an evidence to meet the user need and intended specification, wherein process validation, as its name implies, focus on the production focuses on the process to be operated, how the process is being meticulously operated underlying the specification, or as mentioned in ISO 13485 standard, wherein the final state of product is validated and product is developed in the sequence, and planning is which is made in the R&D section. So with this whole understanding, I just want to show you that this is the development of medical devices. You can see this chart also, where research, discovery, design, and development aspects have been clearly shown. So this can be built with a good idea, which encompasses the need of industry, or need of patients, or need of the hospitals. So we can evaluate this aspect with the IPR. You can create a team which can help you in concept and devising, prototype, redesigning, proof of concept testing. Then your design and development team can help in the better expertise, commercialization on the terms of manufacturing, on the terms of sales, on the terms of marketing, on the terms of distribution, on the terms of other aspects can be shared. So these all things can be understood in the better aspect. Now, again, this is a diagram where I just want to tell you about the QA aspect. You can see I have discussed in detail about the CAPA, corrective and preventive action, statistical protocol, designs, hazards, regulatory chain, and you everyone know that these are all the part of syllabus of pharmacy. Only we need to move the students in the direction, so that they can understand the aspects of installation qualification, operational qualification, and performance qualification. Moving to the new other aspect, or after the whole aspect of manufacturing and designing aspects of manufacturing, now what are the key roles of QC in medical devices? See, QC play a very, very important role. We'll discuss in depth also about the QC. Here, I just want to tell you about that design control, manufacturing process control, inspection and testing is the major aspect of QC. And what are the benefits of this aspect? Major benefit of this aspect is cost reduction. QC of medical devices manufacturing majorly focuses on quality planning, device control, testing processes, and documentation management. Defining the specification of for a quality assurance devices and testing the protocol is very important, and controlling a clear protocol is mentioned with ensuring the safety which comes under the design control. So here comes the role of QC, which play a major role in pharmaceutical industry and medical devices industry. This is the aspect which you need to tell them about the quality planning, design control, testing procedures, how the testing procedures play. I'll show you some important testing procedures, including biological testing on my slides. Now, about the quality assurance team, which is being mentioned, this team is very crucial. If your student is willing to go with the quality assurance team, he should be well versed with the aspect of risk management and with the aspect of ISO specifically designed for medical devices. Now, apart from it, he should be aware about the regulatory compliances, other aspects like root cause analysis. Root cause analysis is very important because this skill, which has been very well taught in MFOM quality assurance, and this skill navigate and identify the fundamental causes of quality. Why the problem is being arising? What is the issue? So root cause analysis is basically done by 5Y analysis, FME. I already told you these all analysis are already a part of Inform QL. So student can have the critical thinking and understanding of instrumentation part of pharmaceutical instruments which are available in the institute. Because if they will go in depth about the instrumentation part, they will have the understanding of instruments which are available in medical devices. I told you that we teach them anatomy and physiology, so there is a better linkage about that understanding, so students can have. You should tell them about the documentation procedure, which is a very important core component of quality assurance. This is some in-depth planning, quality planning, design control. These are aspects I have told you. Some FDA regulation, quality management system is a backbone of QC, and these guidelines have been specifically mentioned in the quality manual of any medical device industry or pharmaceutical industry. So this quality manual system comprises of all the aspect: organizational structure, roles and responsibility, how the industry is moving, what is the vision and mission of industry, what products they are importing and exporting, how to move forward. So the student should have the understanding. Many quality manuals are available online for different industries. You can take it and you can show to your students that this is how quality manual is being formulated, so that students can have a better understanding for moving in the medical industry system of the medical aspects. So detailed documentation, kappa, I told you, it actually addresses the corrective action and preventive action. If the problem has already occurred in your system, then you need to develop a corrective action for your problem. Now, this problem can be in formulation development, this problem can be in device manufacturing, it can be existing, it can be new. So this problem can be resolved, this problem can be understood by drafting a corrective action for that particular problem, that this problem will not be will be resolved with the help of kappa. Then preventive action, how to prevent such problem if they occurs. Normally what happens, a preventive analysis you can do with the help of AI. With the help of AI, you can predict how you can prevent the things. As our old methodology, I already told you, prevention is better than the cure. So rather than putting the industry to an aspect where they need to bear the failure cost, and they need to bear the failure cost of instrument, they should diverge in the situation that failure should be restricted at the initial level, on initial level, because here they prevent the hidden cost. And if the hidden cost is being prevented and cost is being optimized, you can go with the optimized product at the time, with the real time monitoring, which is the integration of pharma 4.0 and 5.0. These are the critical QA skills which I already told you. You need to understand the documentation, risk analysis. It's better to deal with ISO 14971. These are the major regulatory authorities globally, and specifically I have mentioned for India also on your slides. If you will see, for India, it is Central Drug Standard Control Organization, drug controller given by Drug Controller General of India. For United States, it is USA Food and Drug Administration. For United Kingdoms, it is Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency. If our students will focus on Indian regulatory guidelines, that is Central Drug Standard Control Organization. It is very much feasible for them to be accepted in medical device unit, because as per the classification, this guideline is being structured where you can better understand the importing, registering, licensing, and clinical trials in India. So these guidelines can be told to the students so that they can read it and they can have the understanding of the initial level to enter in the world class medicinal unit. These are the industrial guidelines for India, and which is being moderated by a Central Drug Standard Control Organization given by Drug Controller General of India. Now coming to the administrative part, which is important for a students to enter as in scope of their career, which is supply chain management. See, supply chain management, you can see that it is an integral part of any unit, because supply chain is a parameter which work with raw material to finished product. Supply chain is an integral part because it helps, it is an integral part in designing process, in manufacturing, in distributing, in ensuring the quality of the product. So blockchain technology, it is playing a great role in creating development of this world. So data sharing has been done. You can track the vendors. You can understand the logistic monitoring. You can go with FIFA, first in, first out. These are the very important aspect which has been already taught to the inform students, that first in, first raw materials come, it will go outside. If you talk about the product, first product which has been manufactured will be launched in the market. This is the basic rule for supply chain management. So supply chain management plays a very much important, and novel approaches which can be added in the supply chain can be through blockchain in the health supply chain, which is very well mentioned in the guidelines of NIBHC. By using that approach, you can have the better understanding of these aspects. So for robust understanding and robust movement of raw material to manufacturing, understanding of supply chain is very much important. So in supply chain, vendor qualification, vendor assessment, dealing with the vendors, making a personal relationship with the vendors, converting your vendors into regular suppliers so that your product can be launched in the market as and when you require, because your raw material is produced at the ample amount. Here you can see the example, in the COVID-19, we can see the example of pharmaceutical industries, that we felt the shortage of API, and our manufacturing was blocked due to that. So here the raw material play a crucial role for the development of product, and if you have the proper channel from which you will get the raw material as and when desired, you will never be delayed in the market, and your reputation will be progressive with your brand management success. These are some key features which I just want to discuss with you. These are the medical devices industry quality testing. So quality testing is being done in the medical devices to have the understanding of reliability and safety of the product. So whenever you go for new product development, the extensive design, validation, and testing is very much important. And quality, we everyone knows that quality plays a great role in healthcare professional with the precision and aspect of accuracy. Material testing. Material testing is very much important for medical device industry. So here two guidelines are there: ISO 1099318, where you can go with the biological evaluation of medical devices. ISO this aspect help you to understand the toxicological risk analysis. Leaching or extractable testing is there, you can understand by this two guidelines. Biocompatible testing. So biological understanding of medical devices can be done with the ISO 10993. I already share with you why this biocompatible testing is important, because biocompatible testing considered two aspects, which is invasiveness and duration of the contact. And this guideline of ISO 10993 very well show that for stepwise biological evaluation, or you can go with the biological evaluation plan. Again, with the toxicology endpoint, you can identify the toxicology endpoint, and you can review the testing about it. These are the all ISO guidelines which are dealing with the quality testing part. Sorry, specifically with the cytotoxicity, interaction of the blood, testing of the medical devices. You can very well see on the screen. Transit validation testing. This is a very important aspect, because for completing the shipping and cartoons of the product, this medical devices protocol should be very well understood, because it help you to reduce the risk during the transportation. So transit validation testing can be done in the industry, or third party can be involved. Many industries are involving third party calibration, third party validation. These aspects are the day-to-day regular protocol of the industry. So students, if they'll have the mere understanding of these all guidelines, they'll help you. They will help the students to grab good opportunity and good packages in medical devices industry. Again, packaging testing is being done to test the seal strength and integrity, to understand the packaging, if the sterile manufacturing of the medical devices is there. So sterilization process should be effective and should be very well maintained throughout the process. And here for packaging, again a guideline of ISO 11607 is there. See, basically, when the student enters to a medical device unit, they give them the training of all those guidelines. But if the students will have the understanding of these guidelines prior to it, they might get good packages. Therefore, I'm discussing with you these all aspects. Now, inspection. Inspection is a very important aspect for any industry, or you can say that quality of medical devices or pharmaceutical industry is very well maintained by the audits, because quality audits define how well the product is defined, process, or system meet the specified specification and procedures. Now, these are internal audits, supplier audits, and third party audits. So, quality system audits are very well important for students, and these quality audits are the systematic independent examination or evaluation of the product. So by evaluating, they can determine the non-conformity if it is available with the system, with the established quality standards and compliance. So quality audits are very much important to understand. See, regular audits are being the part of our institution also. We also go with the audits of the regulatory framework. So audit parameters are already been mentioned. So we go with the internal audit before the inspection. The similarly, internal audit is being done in the industry also to identify the critical areas of the improvement where improvement can play a major role. Preventing non-compliances. See, non-compliances should not be there in any system. If a system which is a pharmaceutical or medical device unit, it is non-compliant, and this non-compliant system can create an issue in the quality. So internal audits should be very well done. Supplier audit should be done to ensure the compliances with the standard. Third party auditing can be an additional validation process for quality management system. Internal audit, I have told you in depth that primary purpose is to ensure the efficacy. It is an evaluation conducted in the organization itself to evaluate and to ensure the effectiveness of the compliance and continuous improvement of internal quality procedure. So this audit can be done by internal auditors with the students who have been working on their students who have been placed. They can do internal audit, or quality assurance team can be the part to confirm the adherence of the established quality standard and overall operational excellence. Internal audits start with establishing an auditing plan, conducting an internal audit, reporting and follow-ups. I already told you we need to identify gaps and areas of the improvement and where very well should be followed the compliances of medical devices given by FDA, ISO and CDCS. Supplier audits is a process of evaluating the collaboration which is aim both at quality and accountability. You are accountable, so your supplier should be accountable, and real time transparency should be offered in such type of audit to make business more transparent, and should have purchasing team and other teams should meticulously review the suppliers on the basis of the criteria of lead time, product quality, cost effectiveness, and certifications. This is the overall process of supply, pre-audit preparation, on-site preparation. You can go to your supplier and check over the facility, document procedures, whether your supplier is providing you a proper raw material, proper product, proper machine part or not. This is a part of supplier audit. So this audit execution should be done with the ISO 13485. This is a corrective preventive action. See, any industry going through any guidelines or any government officials approvals, here corrective actions and follow-ups play a very important role at each and every stage. Either you go for designing part, or you go for manufacturing part, or you go for quality assurance. Every part deal with the CAPAs. So corrective action and preventive action is a very important aspect to be taught to the informed QA students or the students of BPharm who are willing to enter in pharmaceutical industry. This is a supplier performance monitoring and relationship management. Obviously, we need to understand it. Apart from this audits, there is another audit which is known as production team audit. Now this production team audit involves the work done by production team. This is in-house checking what is the performance of operator, whether it is acceptable or not, whether the operator is working to the level and his credential is there or not, whether it is a certified operator or not. Auditor needs to change the process and training records. So you need to follow the aspects of auditing with the production team audit, safety audit, as I am telling you completely about the safety aspect. So safety aspect play a very important role to keep the employers and employees safe. Any industry getting certification either in India, outside India, their safety protocols are highly considered. They review continuously if the any instrument is used, or whether it is any institute is equipment is cross checked and it is playing with the organization safety, it need to be checked. So safety is a very important. Facility audit, obviously they should monitor all the aspects of AC if they are available. If we talk about pharmaceutical industry, HVAC is very much important. Heating, ventilation, and continuation. Manufacturing equipments are very important. Technology is very important. So facility audit team inspect everything, even a small thing. I cannot say it's small. It is fire extinguishers. So it ensures that whether your team is working and your workplace is safety or not. Environmental audits are very important aspect for potential hazards, whether it has been creating to the environment. It is very important aspect for government of India. Design process control audit is very important. Regulatory audits are very important. So these audits are very integral part, because these audits make the system effective to stop non-compliance and to be compliant as per the regulatory authorities, either it is pharmaceuticals or it is medical device industry. Okay. So it goes with everything: observation, data collection, finding, documentation, severity assessment, collaboration, planning, execution. Everything is an important part of audits. See, my topic is inspection and quality assurance. So these all aspects need to be covered intensively. Therefore, I have been covering it. The regulation certification, I have already told you. Now coming to the frontier of AI, means why AI should be the part, or what are next gen medical devices. This is all the aspect which I have been covered you is being covered in every industry, manufacturing medical devices, procuring it or selling it. But few industries have adopted AI in medical devices to enhance the precision level, defects, reducing the defects. As you enhance the precision, defects are reduced. If defects are reduced, quality is enhanced, cost is optimized, and you can easily compete with your competitor and sell your product in the market with maximum efficiency. So here, artificial intelligence and machine learning play a critical role for precision, increasing the effectiveness. How they increases the effectiveness? It automates the repetitive tasks need not to be done again and again. Humans are involved where there is a thinking of domains, and human experts are involved in designing part in the aspect where which we need to develop new. If it is a continuous validation protocol, it can be very well very well covered by industry. These all aspects. Few quality management softwares which can ensure the audits, or whether they can ensure that where data has been collectively it can be used as the quality pro software which is being used. It manages the quality. It have the audit checklist. It determines the different type of audit. It specifies the audit. It schedules the audit. It streamlines the things to be done in the specific time. It performs the follow up. It automatically modules the kappas to be intervened in the system effectively, so that doing the manual audits, your systems and your root cause analysis and kappas has been very well drawn. So this is AI transforming quality assurance system. So here comes the role of detecting the defects, predictive analysis. Now here comes the role of maintenance. Two types of terminology is used when we talk about the equipments or instruments in pharmaceutical industry or medical device industry. First thing is predictive analysis and second is preventive analysis. So what happens, it's a time of AI. We need to predict when the machine will show the downfall, when the machine will stop. We need to predict it, and we should regularly go with the calibration and validation part to be executed in machine to reduce the downtime. Major industries, they have the problem. Even I have seen in many MSME industry, while discussing with the people, that downtime of instrument or equipment play a major role, because as the instrument stops, manufacturing then and there stops. If manufacturing has been stopped, you cannot give the timely delivery to the product. If you are not able to give the timely delivery of the product, then again the cost of the product is increasing. So AI has enabled the things to an aspect where you can enable predictive analysis and preventive analysis is being done for the industry for having the consistency of the production quality. Again, in the manufacturing, AI has done a huge role. AI is being a wide aspect, goals that the products and the services to an aspect where the quality is the major aspect. This is the chemical characterization, where you can see the dynamic ET algorithms and comprehensive understanding of chemical profiling and spectral analysis, which are being very well taught in pharmacy syllabus. This is AI in extractable and leachable thinking, testing the various trends which aligns with the global requirement, with the pattern recognition, risk prioritization can be easily done with the help of AI, where you can prioritize the high risk compounds with complex analysis, and you can predict it, and easily you can manufacture and you can launch your product in the market, which is majorly a difficult task for industry, but with the help of AI, it has made quite easy. Predictive compliance and risk management, which is an integral part. Therefore, the guideline of ISO is very important for risk mitigation, for increasing the speed and efficacy. To faster the inspection, you can go with the AI models, accuracy, precision, consistency, efficacy, efficiency, scalability, where you can handle the large volume of product line. Magnetic robots are there. Major industry been transformed to in lines where robots are been working. We can see major industry like Encure Pharmaceuticals in Indore. They have transferred some lines of steriles into AI and robotics, and how it helps us. Basically, it reduces the cost. This is the implementing the AI and in the management system, and to have a close AI translation gap and facilitate the safe, ethical, and effective health AI solution. So you should have the better understanding of trained people should be work with them, and these trained people should have the better understanding of the software and better understanding of systems, so that they can use the validated technology with the algorithm and ML technology. These are the important aspect of quality management system, which design control, design verification, which can be other aspect. Now, what is our responsibility to our students to make them better, good, high paying professionals? So I have shown you in the slide that these students of who are working with the medical devices should have the blend of technical knowledge and soft skill, technical proficiency. We teach them design expert software in their inform projects, which teach them about the CAD softwares. We teach them about the various aspect in which technical proficiency can help them. Indeed, we help them with the anatomy and physiology aspect. We train them with the handling of various sophisticated instruments, regulatory knowledge. So you can give them the glimpses on one certification courses in ISO 13485 and risk management ISO guidelines. Project management, we already teach them. Communication skill, which is a very important aspect. So medical device professional need these all aspects. So building a career in medical device industry include these all aspects: hands-on experience, mentorship, staying in. You should be stay informed. You make your students and what to understand the needs and trends of industry. What are the continuous updation? What are the certification? Certification are very well marked in my slides. Lean technology, Six Sigma, to improve the quality. Students should know to reduce defect. Six Sigma aspect can be taught to the students. FDR, QSR guideline, ISO 13485. These all aspects should be very well being trained to the students. And IPR, we tell them about the IPR and quality control and regulatory aspect. These are some advantages and government aspect which I can share with you, that how a government is supporting India for moving the many medical devices manufacturing unit to an extent where it has been increasing in demand. Demand is directly proportional to need. As the need is increasing, so demand is increasing. Government is providing an ample of opportunities in export. So apart from import, the medical technology has been poised to reach to an export aspects also. Policy support is a very important aspect because government to an extent, and they are investing a lot and they are supporting the manufacturing units which are being continuously involved in the medical device manufacturing. Future trends is on demand manufacturing. There are two terminology. If we talk about the supply of any product, is push and pull. Push, we see that we manufacture a lot of products in our manufacturing unit, and then we ask for the customers. Okay. Pull means people are coming to us. So this terminology has the great role. We can see in the Dominoes. In Dominoes, we see that how people are coming to them and they manufacture then and there. So medical devices industry and pharmaceutical industry is being growing in the direction on time production and delivering to the customers, because if you see the supply chain of pharmaceutical industry, here a major thing is the expiry. So we have expiry, so our supply chain is an integral part, and thereby our students become an integral part for this. These are regulatory framework. Now AI in regulatory compliance and the documentation, I told you the faster document review, proactive risk analysis is there, design control is being checked, validation has been done, revalidation is done. So you can develop a prototype, we can develop multiple prototype, test it, evaluate it, and then launch in the market. This comes the other aspect, that how AI is being showing its aspect and mitigating its aspect in the industrial revolution 4.0 and 5.0. See, AI in medical devices evolves with industry 4.0 as an intelligent automated manufacturing, and industrial revolution 5.0, if you talk about it, is a purely a human centric approach and a collaborative approach of industry 4.0. So if we talk about AI, it integrates with IoT, big data, automated machine for smarter, efficient medical devices production. So AI in industrial revolution, manufacture is manufacturing, and with the integration of 5.0, intelligent and automated manufacturing, data driven thought process can be implanted on it so that a better medical devices can be prepared, personalized product can be prepared as per the need, precise instrument can be planned, remote monitoring can be done in the aspects of internal audits, external audits, supplier audits, or manufacturing of product in the market, we'll have the symbiosis and a correlation between human and machine, where industry 5.0 provides a collaborative atmosphere, and AI and they can work synchronously and in a uniform manner, so that it can be moved with a personalized and effective proactive care, with enhanced diagnosis, decision support, and sustainable and efficient product. Future outlook, again we can see a bright future with the AI if our students have the understanding of medical devices and data driven efficiency. So this future is a very bright and upbringing for the professionals of pharma, because here we can see that pharma professional is an appropriate and I can say that he is exact candidate for medical devices industry, because we prepare our students on engineering part comprising of IQ, OQ, PQ. We prepare our students with the validation aspect. We prepare our students with the handling of instrumentation, calibration aspects of the instrumentation part. What are the instrument part? What is their functioning? How they are monitored? We prepare our students with the analytical anatomy and physiology, which is an integral part to develop any medical devices. So pharmacy candidate can be a best candidate for medical device industry. Let's lead the change with AI driven inspection, quality assurance, and these aspects can be well versed in our students, and students can be a part of medical device industry, which is providing a high paying jobs to the candidates. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this elaborative session. We have a single question right now from our audience. Shall I moderate it for you, ma'am?
Yeah, please.
So, ma'am, Dr. Ravigan Gupta has asked how AI may integrate with the inspection process.
See, I already told you, but again I'll tell you. See, basically what happens, inspections and audits are the integral part. Inspection can be took in medical devices in two parts. Firstly, we'll talk about the audits. Audits are, if the audits are done manually, few checks can be left out. If we plan, first of all, planning of audits will be done in the system, then the QMS software will continuously check your machines, whether they are validated, whether they are properly calibrated, whether the installation qualification, performance qualification, and these all aspects are already being covered over there. So preventive maintenance and predictive maintenance will automatically checked by the machine. If you talk about the effectiveness of machine, that is also being checked with the machine by the softwares. Quality Pro softwares, I already told you, can be used for this particular purpose.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the answer. If any participant has any question, they may post it in the chat box. So thank you so much, ma'am, for this enlightening presentation and for sharing your expertise with us. The practical examples and thoughtful perspectives will remain highly useful for all the participants. So that's a wrap for day 2 of the FDP. We look forward to welcoming you all again tomorrow as we continue with day 3 of this faculty development program, featuring more enriching sessions by eminent speakers. Until then, thank you and best wishes for a reflective evening. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you, ma'am.